Attention please. This uploading is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles GPITRAL. Follow us.
In West Auckland, Lynn McDonald runs a bird rescue centre at her home, and this duck is definitely in luck.
Hi, how are you? What have you got this time?
Karen's brought many birds here over the years.
Got another duck for me.
Yep.
Having a run of them lately, eh?
I know.
Okay.
I'll take it to the
Let's
vets.
have a look. Oh, have you?
Yep. A lady thought her dogs had got this duck and it had gone underneath her house.
Yeah. Very, very thin, isn't it?
Bert said it should be fine on antibiotics. Possibly been hit by a car. It's got a swollen foot there.
Yeah, leg doesn't look too good, eh? And she's got a bent
No
tail
tail
too.
feathers.
Oh, it's all ripped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably been hit by a car.
Lynn has specialised in bird care for 20 years and is a member of the SPCA Volunteer Birdwing Group. She rehabilitates all sorts of birds.
Originally I started out when I had all my children at home and I was a single mum, and I felt like I needed to give something back to the community and had plenty of time on my hands, and that's when I started doing it. I think birds are the only sort of wild things in New Zealand. I guess my dream was always to be a vet when I was younger, and I grew up with animals. I grew up with dogs and cats, and birds were just something different, and I thought, well, I could do this, and off I went, and I did do this. I think my children sometimes wish I was a bit better of a nana, but anyway, I have my grandchildren round and they help with the birds as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, hon.
No
I promised
worries.
the lady the duck
And you're not going to
right.
come back tomorrow with some more?
No. Maybe. Sorry.
Maybe.
Sorry.
Okay.
She'll be right, eh?
Yep,
Cool.
she should be fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
The duck's in compassionate hands and will remain at Lynn's place in good company until its injuries have healed.
Hello, I've got a friend for you. There we go. No fighting, you two.
Some animals at the SPCA are enormously popular with the staff. Evie, the stolen and abused German Shepherd puppy, is one of them. Her brother Boyd was also stolen and run over by a car. Both have had recent extensive surgery. SPCA receptionist Vicky Border has fallen for the dogs and dedicates her own time to their post-operative care. She has Evie in reception and takes Boyd home each night.
I just spend breaks and lunchtime with them. They're huge parts of my life.
Evie's on 6 weeks of cage rest, recovering from a beating that severely fractured her hip and needs controlled exercise.
Good girl. Slow down. She just wants to go, right? As soon as we take her out for her toilet stops, she just wants to run. A lot of that, I think, would be because she's on cage rest. And I'm picking it once we get the okay for her to have more exercise, that'll calm her down a little bit. They tend to go a little bit cage crazy in that situation.
Vicky's other patient is Evie's brother Boyd, who arrived at the SPCA 3 weeks after Evie. Boyd was hit by a car and suffered a diaphragmatic hernia, as well as a hip fracture.
I'm trying to walk him about 1 kilometre every day and doing physio on his leg, and at night putting a heat bag on his joint as well. It was a bit stiff and it is taking a little bit longer than we thought to come right, but he is quite lazy on it, so we have to sort of make him use it. Trying to, you know, just rolling a ball and he runs after the ball and stuff like that. Nothing too major, but he's doing a lot better. We get so many animals in and out, and some of them just pull your heartstrings just a little more than others.
With Vicky's great affection for the animals, she can't help getting emotionally involved.
You know, being stolen and then, you know, being abused and run over and all that, and it's just innocent parties and something horrible.
What's going on?
Afflicted with a condition known as lumpy jaw, this deformed bull is also malnourished and sadly suffering in its neglected state.
A sign of infection or...
Geez, look at that. That's pretty mean looking, isn't it?
Don't go, he'll run into the bush if you go any closer.
Todd has returned with Andrew Gordon to finally put the bull out of its misery.
Geez, you went wrong about his face.
Yeah.
That's terrible looking.
Since we were last here, I've endeavoured to find an owner for it. However, no one has put their hand up anywhere around locally here. Everyone's saying it's possibly someone else's, but they say it's not theirs. This essentially is a stray bull at the moment. So, as incredible as it can seem, that no one wants to put their hand up. I suppose us arriving, whoever does own it, probably thinks they're in trouble, which really they are. If I do find out who it is that has let it go on this long, because it's obviously hasn't just happened overnight. Usually our last resort is having to shoot something. Because the location of yards is quite a way away to get it to, and it's apparently a very elusive bull, and a single animal by itself is a lot harder to round up than a group of bulls or cows. We decided to go with just a shot, one shot, and hopefully take it down that way. It'll be less stressful on the bull if it's not having to be chased around all over the place as well.
Unable to eat properly and with an infection beyond treatment, the SPCA opt for the most humane solution. After being put down, the extent of the bull's suffering becomes more apparent.
Because he obviously hasn't been able to eat, and he hasn't been able to have any sort of life since he's developed whatever it is, and no one's been caring for him.
I mean, it could well be a tumour as well. I mean, that was the other possibility the vet said was a cancerous tumour.
Seeing how bad this is, you know, it's in a better place.
It just seems beyond me that why someone would let it go on when it's such a simple solve. You either decide to treat it, or if it's too far gone to be treated, then you put the cow out of its misery.
They remove the ID air tag, but Todd's mystified by such neglect.
We'll be taking the air tag to see if we can track down an owner and find out why the hell they haven't done something about this. But I mean, as I said, I explained to everyone that I've been asking around here that their bull is wearing an air tag, and if it comes back to someone around here, then that was the opportunity to own up and basically get something done about it if necessary. But no one did, and no one sort of seemed fazed by it either. But
unfortunately, a trace on the air tag failed to identify the bull's owner. The plight of live eels in a fish market has disturbed the SPCA. A marine biologist found the tank water to be of substandard quality. Karen must seize them.
As a result of the water quality testing at the market, the water was found to be toxic, so I really had no choice but to go back and remove the eels and shut the whole tank down until they can perhaps get some pH testing done and ammonia testing. So I've got these eels here that I removed from the tank, and I found this wonderful spot for them, and so I'm going to release them down here, liberate them.
These eels are the lucky few spared from dinner plate oblivion, and Karen's found them the perfect spot to start life again.
Okay, I think this is going to be an awesome place for them. It's teeming with fish. It's got a mixture of fresh and salt water, which they're used to. Apparently they travel to Tonga to mate, so this stream keeps going out into the salt water completely and starts off in fresh, so it seems to be a good spot. I guess they're going to be a little stressed. They've just done at least a 20-minute ride with me in the car, and there's a difference in the water temperature as well, which always affects them. So they're going to hang around here for a wee while before they sort of get established. Wow. They're covered in a mucus lining, but it makes them very difficult to handle. Go that way. Last one. There you go. Good luck. Very cool.
A week after liberating the eels, Karen's back at the fish market checking for compliance. It's looking good, but some of the water's still a bit murky.
Great. It's been over a week now. I removed the eels that were here last time when I came and gave them the written instruction, and just doing a recheck. And it's completely empty, so I'm pleased to see that. I just need to work on the lobsters, and then this whole place will be cleaned up. They will be upset if I start saying they can't hold crays here at $50 a kilo and lobsters at 80s, but so we're going to work with that one. I've got nowhere to release the crays, so I'll be back to test that water next week.
A few weeks earlier, a cat and her kittens narrowly escaped being crushed to death in the back seat of a wrecked car.
You just don't.
Rescued by the SPCA, they did a month in a foster home gaining weight and are now up for adoption. On view at the SPCA, the kittens are looking healthy. Ron and Maureen have arrived on the prowl for some cats and are paying particular interest in them.
Come on.
Hi.
We're interested in these 2 kittens here.
Yep.
Because we're thinking of taking, well, we definitely want 2 kittens.
Okay, well these guys are in with their mum
That's a
and they
mother.
all get on really well.
Oh, good.
So you could possibly take all 3 of them and you have a whole family together.
Well, we had one like this for 17 years who just recently died of renal failure, you know. We'd like something similar, not
yeah.
exactly the same, but
He's a real cutie, that boy. He's really lovely. His personality plus that one. Yeah. Would you like to have a hold of them?
yes, please.
Cuddle?
With animal attendant Crystal on their side, the kittens, now known as Smash and Crash, won't be in a cage for long.
They are.
Boys? 2
Both
boys.
boys, are
Yep,
they?
the babies are boys.
Hello. Hello. What's the green on the ears for?
All of the ears get tattooed when they're desexed, so that if they ever get lost and we end up with them back here, we know that they've been desexed and had all their shots and everything like that, yeah. It will fade and it'll just be a couple of tiny wee little dots. You'll hardly even notice it.
Well, I think you've sold us. I think we'll take all 3.
Crystal is delighted that the family will be kept together.
It's really unusual that a mummy cat's getting taken with her babies and they're all going to the same home. I'd have to say this is probably the first time that I've ever rehomed a family together, which is really, really awesome to see that they're all gonna stay together. Good girl. Hang on. Going to your new home now. Good girl.
A few weeks ago, these cats faced an uncertain future, but thanks to the Auckland SPCA, they've now become 3 of the 4,500 animals successfully adopted each year. Next week on Animal House, we encounter a dog with a very bad case of mange.
Oh, there's maggots.
A cat needs some attention,
You've got some maggots.
and the SPCA are faced with a pigeon mystery.